Okay. We're holding page 34. Gimel, we're in the middle of the Mechaber. Kofel karnos taliso. Person folds over the corner. He didn't cut it off. Round it, ukshorim. He tied it, utforim, or he sewed it. So it appears as if there's no corner, but actually the corner's there, it's just folded over or it's stitched. V'dome kilo kitzon. And as he folded it and tied it or sewed it, it's as if he cut it off. He rounded it off. Vein lo knofos. Aval pikein lo niftra. Since factually the corner is there, just fold it over, although it appears as if it's not. Yichayv v'tzitzis. One has to put tzitzis on that garment. It's a four-cornered garment. Gimel. Lo niftra. Di lo mi boy lo leknofayim. Lifsok. Oso hamokum l'shnayim. Excuse me. Lifsok v'lishtiyo. He says if he doesn't want the corners, he should cut them off and throw the elevadi sofa l'hatir satfira. He says it's an interesting concept. Factually, if it's sewn, fold it over, you understand. It's there. But if it's sewn, so it doesn't function as a corner. The answer is, if actually you don't want the corner to exist, he should have shaved it off, rounded it off. Why did he stitch it? Because ultimately, he has in mind, it'll undo the stitch. Right? That's what we say. Hilkoch nershev kilu kvar hiter atfiros, v'chayeves betzitzis, umitabze yuchel hatil atot tzitzis, b'kefil. Therefore, he's able to put the tzitzis into the corner, even though it's folded. We'll see in a moment. Af lamatu b'kesher agudel. But as mentioned yesterday, it has to be within 3 inches of what? Of the corner, and it has to be an inch above the corner. What about he puts the string, let's say you have a regular corner, you put it at the very end, within an inch of the corner. It's not valid. We'll have this later. If you put it in, then it tears down. As long as it didn't detach from the garment, it's valid. But when you insert it, it has to be minimally an inch above the edge. If it's within an inch, it's the width of the thumb joint. Kesher agodol, that's what it is. Okay? No, but it's based on the pasuk. It has to do what the konaf is. Konaf means in the corner. It can't be the edge of it. That's the edge of the corner. Okay? What about he folded it in a way that he actually created another corner? We said earlier, if you cut it off on a diagonal, right, you create another corner. Let's see, he didn't stitch it where it looks around. He stitched it, he just folded it up, and he created another corner. V'tovi ruah kevon shigama'atu yesh konav das halavush mogen avrom d'rashil hatet sham tzitzis bekef api shu yosim misholish etzbos misvas hakeren. It's a chiddush. Hear this? If he folded, he stitched it. We have corners. He could even put the tzitzis in the new corner, even though if you'd open it up, it'll be more than 3 inches from the edge, because this is called the corner. Kevon, it's for a shori. Vav kofel atal stimhani atfiro. Rabbi Cholkama said, but many argue. I mean, I don't hear the logic so well. Svilo d'gambazel hani atfir. It's not going to help because the same rationale. If he didn't want it to exist, he should have cut it off. Why did you stitch it? Stitching means that ultimately he's going to open it up. It's not reinforced. He closed the. V'shanei hi desif vav demarish kfolo kula b'chein derech malbush she'im b'zeh shel kofer rak mitzvahs habeged. Okay, Dalit. Talis shel beged. The talis is made of cloth. The garment is cloth. Uchnafeh shalor. The corners are made of leather. Leather, you're not obligated to put tzitzis on leather. It has to be woven. Discussed. Does it have to be wool, linen, or it could be any material? But it has to be. You have to have shesi ve'eruf. You have to have the warp and the roof. It has to be woven. If it's not woven, it's not classified as a beged. Chayevis, you have to put tzitzis. Why? Because the corners, how do I classify the garment? It's a garment because it's made of a material, regardless of what the corners are made of. What about he shel or chnefer shel beged? What if the garment's a leather garment and the corners are made of cloth? Ketura. Because again, what is the garment? The garment is not classified as beged. Beged means it has to be woven. I told you in the 50s, in the summer, they used to have short shirts that were made of nylon. When you wore this, it was like, you'd sweat. Literally, it didn't breathe. If you remember, they were nylon shirts. And there was a question if it would be dalit kantos, so it had four corners, would you be obligated to put tzitzis on? So Moshe writes, says the process, the way they did nylon, it was like plastic. It wasn't woven. It was like a liquid, and then afterwards it was like drawn, but it was molten. It was what?
It was woven afterwards. The
but
thread was made by pulling it through.
Whatever, but there was no woof. The woof didn't go in both directions. The weaving process had no relevance to that garment. As a result of that, he said, even if it's four corner, if you have an abrakam that's made of that, which wasn't uncommon, right, it's potum minat tzitzis because it's not a garment. Okay, that's pre-engineering. Okay, let's see. Dalit shel beged d'chsiv ashet chasebo. Right, it says the garment you cover yourself with. Vein odo miskase elo bikar abeged. So what is the beged? What you cover yourself with. So what is the primary garment? The garment itself. Hilgach etzlin basrei. Let's say you remove the leather corners. The corners would be round. It's only because you put the square leather material, that's why it's square. You have a corner. Since the majority of the talis is made of cloth, it's irrelevant. Even though what classifies as a corner is leather, it's irrelevant. The garment identifies by the primary garment, which is the majority of the material it's made of. What about not only the corners? What about if you have a garment, you have material, and then you have a piece of leather stitched, made of material and leather? And when you evaluate what you have, the majority of the garment is material, not leather. Right? You have leather strips. That's a material garment. Because you go with the robe. Whatever the majority is, that classifies the garment to be whatever it is. What about if it's made of leather and the corner is made of material? It's the other way. What about the majority is leather? Now that's a chiddush. Yeah. What about the majority is leather? Person comes back, very large talus from Israel. No? Kol Narim talus. You ever see Kol Narim talus? You ever see those talus? You can put 60 people under it. Okay, it's almost like a circus tent. Yeah, okay. It's like a circus. Okay? So you have it. So if the majority is let's say is made of leather, but the minority is material, but that material would cover your body. Right? Are you obligated to put tzitzis or not? You're not obligated. Because since it's sewn together with a type of material, right, which is the leather, it's classified as leather. It's not material. It's not a beged. Therefore, you have no obligation to put tzitzis on that. It's the term majority, although the minority would be sufficient to meet the criteria of what a garment is. Doesn't make a difference. People are called pig people too. Okay. Al kanfi bigdeim v'or potur afil midrabona, even rabbinically, you're not obligated to put tzitzis on leather. Deino klal beged. Deino klal b'chlal beged. V'chen adim tal shetachtof tofel b'or chayeves let's say you have the hem, right? All along the hem, it's leather. You have a leather rim. You have a woolen coat, and the rim of the coat, the bottom of the coat is stitched on leather. Same thing. That's v'me'elyon shel or p'tura ki'atachtun hu tofel me'elyon shuikar abeged. No, it says lining. Lining doesn't mean anything. Once it's stitched.
No, I'm saying, but the lining doesn't count. There's a talus on top of it.
Yeah, but he's not talking. He didn't speak about this case, about a lining. Yeah, you want to say, David? Okay.
This corner or this huge talus.
I was only joking with that. You can't wear it physically. It's not possible to wear such a thing.
It's probably not high up the tzitzis because it's not cloth bag. It's not a bag by itself because it's so big. Like we have the minimum shear of talus. It's to be minimum. Whatever it is to be called bagged. So this thing
Not
is
sure.
so big. It's not even a bagged.
What about if you could cover 60 people with it? Why is that a beged? Right? It's big. Shisha miskasim talis achas, the Gemara says, right? But that was a talis which normally would cover one person, right? Okay.
What's the source of the something? I mean,
That's the Gemara. The Gemara says it's beged. A beged is shesiv erev. We had earlier. I mean, there's even. Levush there's not beged. It says kanfi bigdeim. Two different. There's a levush and there's beged. Separate thing. Beged is shesiv erev. It's learned from tzaras that if you have the discoloration in the shesi or the erev, that's where it's learned from. And it's the machlokas. Just as by tzaras it's limited to tzemer upishtin, it's any other material not. So therefore that's the machlokas. Throughout we had a machlokas mechaber. It's based how do we rule. Midoraisa, what does the garment have to be made of to be chai b'tzitzis? Specifically only wool or linen or any type of material. The mechaber paskins only wool or linen. The Ramah paskins any material as long as it's woven. You're obligated on Torah level to put tzitzis on it. Okay. Let's see the Mesilas Yesharim.